Her son Smoke is a show, and so is this horse, Jagger. In corner number 1. She just won San Antonio. She's the number 1 ranked barrel racer in the world, and she had a 14.54 back in her Super Series. Whip and ride, Megs. Whip and ride. 14.83.
Solid start with a 14 and 8. But with this field as deep as it is, I'm sure she'll be watching the final 9 to see whether or not she gets out. Here's Sissy Wynn, Texas A&M grad. Will knock over barrel number 1. That'll cost her 5. And she will now move on to the wild card.
You'll notice once they knock the barrel, they always take their foot off the gas. There's no sense in asking their horse to give everything when they're already headed to the wild card. So she comes in a little close, front right quarter of the horse. Got it.
We're getting set for Sadie Troyer here. She was a last-minute replacement to get to run at her first ever Rodeo Houston. She's only 24 years old. This horse she calls Princess. They won a college national title together, and making it back to the semifinals at your first ever Rodeo Houston, that is such an accomplishment. Mercedes said that the angle and the visual on this first barrel is an extremely difficult thing in the setup, and she runs her horse to the left. And a very similar thing that just happened to Sissy Wynn just happened to Sadie Troyer going around that first barrel. It is a blind one. You have to have full speed, and sometimes these horses, by the time we get to semifinals, they start to anticipate that first. Horse just cut in a little bit early, shouldered that barrel, and there goes +5. You can see it right here. That shoulder just barely tipped that first barrel.
All right. 2062, that included the penalty. When you have been twice a champion here, world champion, when you're a second generation world champion, you know what you and your horse Rolo have to do. Yeah, beautiful, stepped up out of that stirrup, helped the horse keep his motion. This is Jordan Briggs, Toller, Texas. Wow, guys, 14 and 65.
With a time like that, now, in my opinion, the fight is truly on. Ulrich, South Dakota, and by earnings, she is one of the winningest cowgirls of all time with $3.7 million. Lisa Lockhart, the champ at Pendleton, the NFR champion and the winner of Super Series #1, only a grand shy of a sweep, where she was 14.35. Come on, Lisa. One more turn on the buckskin now. Turn the throttle up. She stops it at a 15 1/4, 15.25 for Lisa.
Looked like that first barrel, she ran by just a hair. I'm such a huge fan of that lady as a trainer, a mother, and a barrel racer.
Well, our two-time Rodeo Houston champion Jordan Briggs came in here, made that textbook run that her and Rolo make each and every time they go up an alleyway. Beautiful barrels, all 3 of them. But Megan McLeod Sprague was right behind her, about 2/10. And you can see right here, we had a little bit of a different angle on that first barrel. They start to catch up about even headed into that second. These horses have very different running styles, actually, and you can kind of tell on this ghost camera when they wrap that second barrel, just slightly different angles coming around it. Jordan starts to get a lead going into that third barrel. And still head-to-head. That just goes to show how much of a difference it can make in these straights when these horses are just a little faster. Very different angles running home. Jordan's on the outside, Megan on the inside right there. 2/10 difference. You can see it on the ghost cam. Jordan Briggs, #1 on top. But we still have Summer Kosel coming up, and I asked her what her game plan with Apollo is going to be coming up.
If I just ride him like I'm supposed to, Apollo is just literally God made him different. Like, he's so amazing and responsive, but yet so fast. And so if I just do my job and stay out of the way and trust that God and him got it worked out, we're good to go.
Yeah, Summer's horse Apollo has the coolest turning style around the barrels, you'll notice whenever they come up here. But Leslie Smoligo is still left to go, our reigning champion. This is going to be their 4th run in a row because she was in this last Super Series. She's excited to see how Gus is going to handle it. It's still going to get faster, guys.
Well, and I'll just never forget. I'll never forget Summer's splits when she won the guitar. Yeah, when she won the guitar, she did the splits, and it was cool. All right, let's go to Abby Phillips, Marshall, Texas, a nursing major. She also runs a boutique with her sister, 2 blondes boutique. Abby Phillips went to the finals last year for the first time. Oh, she's pretty in pink. Marshall, Texas, 15:02, and that is going to put her third and puts Lisa Lockhart on the chopping block at 15:25.
As we get ready for Andrea Busby here, she just needs to be faster than that 15:25, and that is definitely possible for her and Derby. This horse loves to set up here at Rodeo Houston. Andrea Busby, she just won the average at the NFR. This is a different horse than the one she ran in the Thomas and Mack. They go around that first barrel. She's making a businesswoman run right here. Maybe a step by that second could cost her a little time. We're going to make up for it right there. Snappy third barrel, step off of it. Let's see where the clock stops. 15:24. Guys, she did exactly what she needed to do to move into that top 4, but I don't know if it's going to hold out with the 3 barrel racers that we have left. That step off that third barrel cost them.
By 1/100th of a second, Bobby T, she moves to the cut line.
Here comes a guitar-winning Summer Kosel, Badland champion from Glenham, South Dakota. NFR qualifier, look at there. You can tell by the fire in this lady's eyes and her smile. She's here for serious business, but have a little fun going back. Oh, yeah, she didn't even carry a whip. 14:76.
And she's in.
Yes.
She and Jordan Briggs are in. Megan McLeod-Sprague and Abby Phillips are the last 2 in 3rd and 4th place spot. And here comes the defending champion of Rodeo Houston, Leslie Smoligo. As Janie pointed out, this is going to be her 4th run in 4 days. Skytook, Oklahoma, 2-time NFR qualifier. Got to be faster than 15:02. Watch the barrel racer, but watch the clock. 15:02 or faster. And, oh boy, she takes the lead in the semifinal by 4/100ths of a second.
So it comes down to Idaho versus Texas. Megan McLeod-Sprague on the bubble with a 14:83. Jamie Olson has to be 14:82. She's been 14:66 twice. Horse sticking its nose out. 1 more barrel to go. Come on, let's get it going with Jamie. She will stop it at a 14:77, and that puts her number 4. She will advance. Megan goes to the wild card.
What a horse race.
Can you believe it? The number 1 lady in the barrel race into the wild card. The number 1 man in the world in the tie down to the wild card. Everybody will be hot and ready to go on Saturday night. Reach in, kick 'em, push 'em, drive 'em. Never let your horse slow down. She's Leslie Smoligo, you are